Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your friendly neighborhood Pokeprof, and welcome back, finally, to Disgaea PC. Sorry it's been a bit of a while since I've seen you folks. Real life be busy, yo. Really, it's mostly the fact that I've been getting 40 hours over at where I work, and unlike most people who do the YouTubes, this is not my day job. So yeah, that said, I was also learning a whole bunch about this game last time we were around, so yeah. As you can see, everyone's leveled up a bit. Planair being the only one, because I thought she was OP. Turns out she isn't. The only reason I thought she was OP is because she, like Laharl, has an Imperial Seal, which buffs her stats up. Imperial Seals are kind of powerful. I also found out that, if I can actually switch it over here, when it comes to characters and their elemental weaknesses and powers, as you see here with Maddie, that negative 50% on ice is not only what she'll actually take more damage from, so she'll actually get hurt more from ice attacks, but how good she is at it. Meaning she actually kinda sucks at ice attacks. Not too terribly useful for a character who I made the master of, well, an ice type character. That said, if I went and turned, if I went and basically gave Shiva, that's her name, a partner, I could then go and have Shiva learn whatever spells was from that person. So if I say, let's say if I made a Wind Mage, had Shiva learn Wind, I could pass that up to Maddie, and then all those spells that Maddie learns I can pass to Laharl. So you can actually make a little bit of a master-student train, if you will. Not sure if I'm going to be doing this on screen, simply because, well, it takes a little bit of a while. And worst comes to worst, I can always make Maddie back into a gunner, despite the fact that, well, I only gave her a gun so she can actually attack. That said, she's actually level 1 with it. Being a D rank, that's actually kind of impressive considering how little I've actually used her in. That also said, there's one other thing I want to cover before we actually go into storyline proper here, and that is the item world. Now, the item world is something that's really big, really extensive, and I would have done it in a solo episode if it wasn't for the fact that this is probably 3 times as long as any actual story mission. The main point of the item world is that you can literally go into your items, and I do mean every item in the game. And those items will basically be randomly generated dungeons. Now, in those dungeons, once you've actually gone and finished them, well, not finish them, but while you're going through them, you'll find little residents within each dungeon. And those residents all have different abilities. So, like, for example, here we have 2 gladiators and a sentry on this power belt. Essentially what this means is that these guys will go and buff up your stats in a certain respect. So Gladiator here will go and give me a boost to attack power, whereas the Sentry is a boost to defense power. Not only that, you can also combine the residents of different things, although I think you might actually have to... Oh no, I can actually combine them right now. Okay, cool. So that means, yeah, so that now instead of having a gladiator of a 4 and a 2, I now have a gladiator of 6. Neat. Yeah, because so the higher the gladiators, or excuse me, the higher the guys in your items, the more of that particular stat they'll buff up when the weapon levels up. When you level up a weapon, you can actually get it. When you level up those items, the items levels is determined by how many floors you've cleared. And these floors can be insane. You could even get screwed over if you're not careful. One thing I've been told again and again that you want to be careful of, and let's see if I can show it off. Yeah, there we go. is this item is something you always need before going into any item world. The Mr. Gensi's exit, or emergency exit. Yeah, they went there. And I thought Persona 4 was the only one who would actually do a joke like that. But yeah, this basically allows you to get out of those dungeons without having too much to worry about. And if my memory serves me correctly, you can even go back in the exact same floor you left, but without another emergency exit, you're gonna get screwed. So yeah, item levels are also where are apparently the best place to grind. So yeah, I'm gonna be going in here. Now, one thing I also have to go and show, just because it was you? No, it's not you. So I want to show this off as well. Because I've actually gone into the item worlds, I now actually have access to more characters to build. So for example, I can now make the Man-Eater and the Oak Rot, the Imp and the Gremlin, the Pumpkin and the Decoy, which I gotta tell you right now I love simply for the fact they're a frickin' scarecrow that's smoking. And I also have the access to the Ghoul as well. Now, on the one hand, you can actually go ahead and create these guys, and as you can see, like these guys do have upgraded versions of stats of their lower forms. You know, an Imp's going to be weaker than a Gremlin. That said, you can also go and basically transform them. So I could turn a Pumpkin into eventually a Decoy. I'm not sure off the top of my head if you can actually go and say, like, turn a Pumpkin into a zombie or vice versa. I've heard tell, though, that you do have something to that respect in this game. And I've also been told you can actually turn Prinnies into either monsters or humans, depending on what you want to what you want to do. Which is actually pretty cool, considering from what I've been told about Prinnies, lore-wise, Prinnies are essentially like mass murderers and other villainous characters that were once human, who when they went to the Netherworld got turned into Prinnies. It's actually really good in the case if we want to actually keep Perfume, Otto, and Ginger and just turn them into like a human or a human class or a monster respectfully, so we can actually keep them without actually having to get rid of them. With all that said, though, I think it's kind of been a long enough time for us just sitting around and chatting. So let's go ahead and see if I'm going to get my ass kicked by going into the next level of Frozen River. The Eternal Winter. Oh, hey, more story.
How persistent. Are all demons like this?
Depends.
I have no other choice. I'll have to use a sleep spell. Nighty-night.
Sleep spell? You do know the last time Laharl actually went to sleep, like, normally under a spell of some kind, he was asleep for 2 years? Yeah, 2 years.
Oh, no, you don't!
Counter magic?
Fire, frapperesque!
Frapperesque?
Flames! Burn that girl to the ground!
Since when was Etna fire-based?
Fairy barrier balladeer! Mirror, reflect the flames!
So it's basically bouncing back and forth between who's doing what now.
Ow!
Oh, poor Laharl.
Sorry, Prince. Ah, my hair!
It's been singed.
Now you've done it! I had my hair just how I wanted it! This is unforgivable!
You had your hair just the way you wanted it. 2 giant antlers sticking out of it. Or antennae. What would actually be the proper term for that?
Feel the wrath of the Hall!
Ah, I know. Bunny ears. More zombies! So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zombies. Ooh, a proper introduction to the imps now. And the imp's evolved form. That looks to be it. Okay, so... well, the only thing I gotta worry about is just how many of them there are here. Alright. So let's go ahead. Since we got so many, let's go ahead and actually go and... There we go. Now, the one thing I will say that I've actually grown to dislike about this game just a little bit is the fact that from what I've seen so far, and I could be wrong, I'm actually going to try something here, is that by all appearances, special abilities aren't affected by like little team-up bonuses. So by having Laharl do this ability and execute it, it's very unlikely that, you know, Abastos was ever going to be able to help out and all that. Which is kind of a little irritating, because that means I have to balance between, do I want to be able to have all these special abilities and power those up to make my characters do really nice damage alone? Or do I want the ability to actually have a lot of like combo moves and then have those characters be able to level up all? It's a weird balance, and I can only hope they actually change this a little in the next game. Because as much as it's fun to have all these different options to level up what I want, it's like, if for someone like me who likes to level up everything, it makes it really hard to actually do what I want to do. Oh wow, I'm surprised you didn't die. Now here's something I want you to test. Because Planair is a bit of a gunner. Gonna move Maddie up here. The one thing I've never been able to confirm or to, as of yet. Let's see who's the lowest level. Now let's go ahead and get it out of there. One thing I was never able to confirm is, because I don't remember, can actually guns work with the team attacks? It does clearly, because I can see the bonuses, but damn, those bonuses are low. Alright, so let's go ahead, special ice. Oh, duh, I'm an idiot, I forgot about that. Frickin' Shiva's OP as hell since her ice magic leveled up so high. That said, all these enemies... Oh, seriously, all these enemies are resistant to ice. Oh, so apparently the actual level does have some influence on the character's weaknesses and strengths. Good to know. Which means, as far as the characters are concerned, then Shiva is pretty much useless for the rest of this area. Because she is 100% ice magic. Which means, oh goodness. Okay, Mason, let's get you out here. We could use your help. You can't really do anything attack-wise, so we'll just move you in position. Get Ludwig out too. And get the Prinnies. Now let's go with Otto since you need work. And let's go with Ginger. Oh wow, I didn't even notice those guys. Yeah, I'm not surprised Laharl's like taking nothing here as far as damage, simply because Laharl is level 8, so. Alrighty then, so play in there. Let's actually move you here. Actually, where's Maddie? There you are, Maddie. Damn, I can't move you over there. Alright, so you you attack there. Let's get you over here. I know this area is like... The way I'm doing these character setups is a complete and total mess right now, but... And it could always be a little bit more fancier in the future. When I actually know the game a little bit better. Okay, let's go ahead and move Auto over there. Ooh, try attack! Very nice. Oh, that's actually one thing I just remembered that I also wanted to mention. Although I can't really do it here. I'll show it off after this. But it's actually kind of cool that I figured this out. Took me a hell of a long while, but I'm glad I actually know what the hell I'm doing now. First things first. But basically, I figured out the whole thing when it comes to... Oh, I did not mean you, I meant you. When it comes to how the little geospheres work. Now, I can't actually remember off the top of my head if I actually involved that in an actual episode or not. If I did, I will not go and show the thing I will be showing off in a bit. It all depends on... Well, you'll see. If this episode's a lot longer than I think it's going to be, then hey, you'll see it. Otherwise, I'm not going to. But yeah, also bonus gauge is, from what I've been told, the best way of really making sure you can actually get some really good, like, level ups and stuff. Oh, cool, I can actually penny barrage from here. Nothing else I can really do, so let's actually just heal. Yeah, let's heal you guys.
Hi.
And end my turn. Ooh, boy. Oh, crap. Yeah, now we've gotten to the point where enemies are going to be having their special abilities. And from what little I've seen, special abilities hurt like a dick. Especially that one, considering it has poisonous abilities. Alright, in that case, let's go ahead and do that. I think that's the only reason I'm thinking of, like, focusing on more special abilities than actually just, like, not... Basically, I'm thinking of focusing on special abilities more than just, like, go and say, oh, hey, you know, I don't really care for special abilities and want to focus on team attacks, because if special abilities have effects like poison and all this other stuff, I want to be able to power those up and make it so that I can just massacre my enemies that way. Otherwise, I'm going to be getting into these instances where I'm unable to do anything. Because, you know, the enemies are going and hurting me so much more than I am able to hurt them. Actually, let's just have special... Sure. You know, I don't think I've checked. That and some of these special abilities just look so cool. You know, for like low-level abilities that should really not be able to do anything, they're kind of like really high overkill. Alright, so also I'm gonna go ahead and special Prinny Barrage. I have to move even one space further back. It's probably my only complaint with the special thing so far is just you gotta be in a... For some of them, like the Prinnies, you gotta be in a very specific location to even be able to use it effectively. Oh, sheesh. 3x3 space for ice now. Well, once we actually get into an area where enemies are weak to ice, you'll be useful, Shiva. Enter. Oh, that is really bad. Oh, crap. Okay, so at this point, I think I've learned I gotta make sure my my characters are set up in a very specific way, or they're gonna get absolutely blasted. Ugh. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh crap, I didn't mean to end turn. Alright, well, everyone except Laharl, I think, is pretty much dead now. Yeah, so Laharl and my Prinny are dead. Alright, so Ginger, we need you to really step up your game. Let's see, Laharl. Actually, let's go ahead and do a special Hurricane Slash. Oh, that's not a good sign.
Here I come.
Alright, nothing else I can do. So I just gotta hope Laharl... Or they can go and kill my Prinny. Okay, awesome, Laharl. You're the only one left. Let's see if the Saber Slash will work here. Special Blade Rush, that's what I was looking.
Here I come.
Come on, Blade Rush. Kill them both. Ah, oh, damn it. Can I use an item? Actually, wait, I can't pull out perfume. I think I may have lost this. Yeah. So, it all depends on what this enemy decides to do. Oh, Laharl, you beautiful, beautiful demon, you. Holy crap. Oh my god, I was so close to frickin' losing. Laharl was on 1 HP, holy crap. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be grinding for a little bit. So, this is actually where you'll see it probably get cut here. Just to do this, if I'm signing off now, as in I'm not gonna be showing this thing because you've seen it already, y'all have a good time now. Otherwise, I'll meet you over here so I can show off the thing I was talking about when it comes to the fact that I finally learned how to do geospheres. So, this is how geospheres work that I've found out. Is that each sphere is basically locked to a different... Sorry about that, folks. I thought I screwed up, but nah. Alright, so this is how we're going to do things. This is not the right area I wanted to show, but it can still be useful. So first things first, when it comes to any of these geosymbols, they all have a different color, which will actually change something on the map. So in the case of this particular color here, this is a geo symbol that will switch to null. Basically, anything that is destroyed here will basically cease to exist. Whereas this one will actually change all the spaces to spaces of yellow, which can be really good, because especially when you go and set up combos. Notice how every enemy so far is on a red space. We're going to go take Mason here, who's pretty much super tanky. He's like one of my best characters now. Lift this up and throw it onto a red space. Now, Laharo, go ahead and kill that geo symbol up there and show off what's going to happen. And just like that, we get up to a bonus gauge of 1. Ooh, which actually gets us a new item, the open drink. Now you can actually do a much more insane combos, especially once you get the thief class, I think it is. Because with the thief class, you'll actually be able to go and actually like modify the spaces on the field to where they can change it to a certain color. So, for example, I'll be able to change all these blue spaces to red, and then we'll be able to do that huge, the entire board, basically go and null it out. But from what I've learned, the color change is the biggest way of making sure you actually get a bonus gauge. Because the more of the geospheres you have to play around with, the crazier it gets and the longer it takes to figure things out. Once you figure it out, you can go and basically have all the spaces just continue to pile up and change and alter and get stronger. Now, mind you, once you destroy the geospheres, you no longer get their benefit, but in some cases, the bonuses here on this screen is a lot better than any benefit you would get from the actual geospheres. For example, I know on at least one particular map, there's like an experience plus 100 or something like that. And you can also see just a bunch of items that I do not have available in here. With all that said, let's actually get Shiva out here. Get Maddie out here as well. I know this guy's gonna give like crap all for experience, but I wanna get the girls as much experience as possible. Wow, and they actually got a tri-attack out of that. Awesome. And there we go. But yeah, with that said, that's actually all officially now. If you see this, you know, because I added it into the end, hey, this is another goodbye. Enjoy it. But other than that, I shall see you all next time when we go back into the Frozen River and go to White Death. Most likely by that time I will actually have a different mage with us. Because taking a nice mage to a freezing area, probably not the best idea to do. Until next time, folks. Take care. And this is the third add-on I'm doing, and I know I'm really bad at this, but last time I went to heal, I was able enough to get a new item from it. And the item is a Dark Rosary, which is basically a frickin' Imperial Seal ×2. So, yeah, any character I put this on is gonna be a frickin' powerhouse. I'm gonna be doing some leveling with it. Catch y'all next time.